So listen, I want to dive into this UnitedHealthcare CEO of the killing. The suspect's name is Luigi Mangione. I'm not a juror, so I don't have to presume innocence, but I also don't want to falsely say this guy is definitely he's the suspect. They caught him with a lot of things that point in his direction as being the shooter. There's so much to kind of wrap in here. What we've heard from people, what people have been saying is shocking to me. This Taylor Lawrence, she's a journalist, or she calls herself a journalist. But to go out and talk about being happy somebody died, these are the same people. Earlier, we talked about it, and we're going to talk about it again, capital punishment in Arizona. The same people that say we shouldn't have capital punishment, that taking a human life is always wrong. The same people that talk about the state, and this is all anti-authority stuff, shouldn't be doing this in our name, don't kill someone in my name, are the same groups of people online celebrating the fact that this guy died. Brian Thompson, don't know him, didn't know anything about him before this killing, but I do know he's got children. I do know that these children are trying to reconcile in their mind. Here we are, we're just after Thanksgiving, we are right before Christmas, and this family has been rocked with the loss of Brian Thompson. These children are going to spend Christmas and try to live in some sense of normalcy, whatever that would look like for two kids who lost their dad. And here the country, a segment of our country, especially, I love social media, but especially the horrible people on social media, because you can say and do horrible things and not have to face the consequences of your actions. I'm a First Amendment advocate. I'm not saying you should take it down. I'm saying this is where you see people that have absolutely no conscience. Because if they did, and no courage, because if they did, I appreciate people that want to have a conversation. I've had people reach out to me on social media that absolutely despise what I stand for, but they're looking for a conversation. It's not a flamethrower that wants to say horrible things and then run away. These people should have to face these children. I want you to say what you said about Brian Thompson, and there are some that would. There are some that are in their warped mind would say, because of what Brian Thompson's company has done to families, we're not the problem, and so we aren't the ones that are doing it to these children. Brian Thompson did it to his own children, in their warped mind. There's all the things that you can say. The dumb analogy I've always used is I have the right. I have an absolute right if I want to. What I mean by this is I can't be arrested for it. If I walked up to a couple in public somewhere and told them that their child was the ugliest child I've ever seen in my life, nothing can be done to me. If I get punched in the face for it, the person that punched me is the one that's going to get arrested for battery. I'm not going to be arrested because I said that. But there's a big difference between what I have a right to say and what I should or shouldn't say. The very same people that want to get rid of what I think are brilliant minds in comedy, because they make fun of, and their jokes are about trans people or about the LGBTQ community, which seems to be the one that's the only group of people that are off limits. You can make fun of a person's religion. You can make fun of white people. You can make, especially rednecks like me, a cowboy. You can make, and I'm not a cowboy, but you can make fun of cowboys. You can make fun of rednecks. You can make, that's all legal. I mean, that's all within you can say whatever you want. Those very same people that call it hate speech when a comedian stands up, when Dave Chappelle is brilliant and makes people laugh about being trans, and it's, even if it's not said in a horrible way, but he makes you laugh at something, like a Ricky Gervais that can make you sit on your couch and laugh at something that's absolutely not funny, but he finds a way to get a laugh out of it. To me, that's genius. I don't like malice. It's not done with malice, but it's funny. And they want those people silenced. They want this hate speech legislation. They want speech equated to real violence. And yet, those very same people that think along those lines defend being happy. that Brian Thompson was murdered. He was shot in the back. The most cowardly way, the most cowardly fashion you can do something is to sneak up behind somebody and shoot them in the back. And yet they're doing that. The other part of it is he's really good looking, so he shouldn't have to suffer any consequences. You know, Taylor Lawrence is talking about, well, now at least we're paying attention to the cost of health care. Yeah, it justifies murder. It's an absurdity. It's an absolute absurdity.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.